Normally, this is how we see our properties on a phone or through a computer. But now, we are in the US.
We spent the last 5 years building our $5 million property portfolio, and today we are going to do something different. We are now in the US doing our van life. And since we are in the US, we want to show you all 26 properties and one fun fact of each property and some learning pointers.
So 26 doors, door by door. Let's go!
Nostalgia. This is the very first US cash flowing rental property that we bought that set us on this journey that changed our very life. And it's so cold. Right now, let's get back to the van and talk. Still remember the first time where we had to wire $51,000 from Singapore all the way to US. It was so scary because it was the biggest one lump sum investment in my life. This property really made us feel and experience whatever that we read on books and on YouTube video that came to life. Within 5 years, we cashed out this property 2 times and get back all our initial capital, and on top of that, collected tens of thousands of dollars of rent without even selling the house. And despite pulling out all the cash from it, we still collect positive cash flow every single month because of rent growth. When we first started, our rents for this property was $720 and now it is $1,375 per month. Of course, as this is our first rented property, we had some hard knocks. It had a squatter and we had to evict them, and perhaps that's a story for another time. But now thinking back on the numbers, it's kind of insane. Now, let's check out our second property that's around the corner within 1 minute drive.
This is the second property we ever bought back in 2020. It is also one that we managed to cash out more money than we put into it. But let's talk about the more fun and memorable stuff. So we bought this house for $79,000 and then we spent $15,000, make everything nice, rent ready, and then we pass it to a property manager to get it leased out. So not gonna name names, but it is a nationwide, pretty reputable property manager. They recommended this prospect tenant. They said, hey, he has an eviction history, like a recent eviction history. But you know, he's turned over a new leaf. I talked to him. He sounds like a really nice guy. His boss talked to me. His boss said like he's the most hardworking guy on the floor. So, and he's willing to pay 3 months upfront to reduce your risk. So he recommended that we put him in. And because we were newbies, right? So we were like, okay, we can try that. And like 4 months later, he stopped paying and we had to file an eviction on him. And not only that, he got angry, so he tore out a lot of the doors. He tore out the kitchen cabinet doors, the bedroom doors. He punched holes in the walls, and even worse, I think he sublet one of the rooms to some random dude, and that dude went to punch the neighbor, and that caused a domestic violence case on our property address. So when all that is said and done, it lasted about 6 months. We managed to get him out. But since then, the property has been rented out very peacefully. The rent is $1,700 a month now. No issues for the past 4 years. So the lesson learned here is tenant screening is very, very important. Do not accept any red flags even if they sound good. This house behind us is our third property, and I think the most memorable thing about this house is that it is our best tenants ever to date. Like, they make repairs on their own for the past 4 over years.
Yeah, there was one time when I was here, there was a city inspection because this is a government subsidized housing. So they will come and check and to make sure that the landlord don't leave the house in disrepair. So when we were here during the inspection, the inspector pointed out some of the defects that were the responsibility of the landlord. Straight away, the resident, the tenant, went and resolved it. Like for example, they say the branch should not be touching the side of the house, and straight away he ran over in his slippers in winter and start to break all the branches and check with the inspector, is it okay? Is it okay? Good. Then the inspector was like, oh, yeah, I guess it's soft. And then he take. Then another incident was the smoke detector. According to the inspector, he has to feel like he is doing something, right? So he had to spot all the mistakes. So he said, oh, the smoke detector is a bit too low. He asked to adjust. So then straight away the the resident went in and took his power tool and started to adjust it and was like asking, is it high enough? Yeah, is it high enough? The inspector straight away was like, okay, then he went to help. So while this was happening, I was like, I look left.
Aren't you the landlord?
Yeah, like as the landlord, we are supposed to fix the thing, but now the resident is the one trying to remedy the situation together with the city inspector. It's like, wow.
Yeah, and we bought it for $90,000. No repairs needed. Same tenant inside all these years, and the rent today is at $1,421 a month. So the returns are really good. I think just one small funny incident that happened with this house was back then in 2021 when we were trying to buy it. The house was actually listed on market for a long time, and it turns out that nobody could enter the house to view it, like the tenant was not letting anyone in. And we think the reason was because the seller did not tell the tenant that they're trying to sell the house. So the tenant is like, who are all these random strangers wanting to come in and see my house? So I guess with clear communications, and we managed to wiggle our way, and we managed to go in and view it and snag this great deal. So I guess the lesson is, don't give up just because other people couldn't do it. Don't think that you can't do it too. This is our fourth property. We bought it in 2021 for $85,000, and then there was already a tenant inside, so we didn't even do any repairs to it. And 3 years later, we got it appraised, and the value doubled. It was appraised at $165,000, so we managed to cash out everything that we had put in.
Final deal.
Yeah, and the tenant is still staying inside after all these years. A fun fact about this house is a lesson we learned with property management. So the first property manager was a very by-the-book person, and he slapped on late fees on the tenant like every single day, every single month, until their bills really piled up and the tenants couldn't keep up. And we realized that actually they could pay the rent, they just couldn't pay all the late fees that were piling up. So subsequently we changed to a different property manager, which was more understanding and really communicated well with the tenants, so the tenants knew what they were paying and what they owed. And actually since then the tenants have been really compliant, paid on time every year, past 4 years, no issues.
Behind us is our 5th and 6th property. Fun fact, this is our first duplex and it's also our first property that we bought with no new money in. How did we do it? An early property that we did a forced appreciation, and we cash out the money and use it as a down payment for this property.
This behind us is our 7th and 8th property. It is a duplex. It's probably in the nicest neighborhood that we have. And a fun fact is that we closed on this house on February 14, 2022. So that was our Valentine's Day present for ourselves. Nice, right? We buy a present that pays us.
This is our 9th property. We bought it for $190,000 and today is currently renting out at $1,880 a month. In this house, we encountered our first professional tenant where they were trying to pick on a lot of things and try to withhold rent and buy the property undervalued. Thankfully, we caught the situation and we quickly put them in line and resolved the situation very, very quickly. And behind us is our 10th property. We bought it at $142,000. It's a 3-bed, 1.5 bath, which we spent about $40,000 to convert it into a 4-bed, 1.5 bath and fix up and renovated it. We got it so low and such a good price is because the seller was a bit distressed. He wanted to get rid of this property because the inside of it was very, very ugly and she had very, very bad memories of this place. Take a look at how it looks like when we first got it and then how it looks like after we have renovated it. Nice, right? So after buying this for about 1 year plus, we got it appraised and cash out refinanced, and guess how much did we get it appraised for? Houses in these areas were selling at about $220,000, so no surprise we got it at about $234,000 and we cashed out about I think $140,000. Yeah, so it was pretty good. After the renovation, the rent that we got was $1,008 and slowly we increased it to $2,145 today. A few of the key lessons or learning pointers that we had when we were buying this was, at first we had so much trouble trying to wire the money that we got delayed right in closing. We were supposed to close on a particular day, but because the wire got trapped somewhere in missing on transit, the money went from Singapore to the US, so it was a little bit challenging, and so the whole closing was delayed by a couple of weeks. The seller was so angry, but we had good relationship. We managed to still get it closed in the end. So the lesson learned is today we use a more specialized remittance services where the money doesn't cross the border, so there's no clearing house issues. So the other thing that we had was trees cutting. Can you see that the tree stump over there? Yeah. So the tree got into our main water line and the whole front yard was leaking with water. We had to install a new line and it cost us a lot of money, and we had to spend money to also cut down the trees. So if we have to cut down the trees earlier, then we would have saved the money to go and install the new line. So although we are tree lovers, we are nature lovers, it's a bit sad that we had to cut down the trees, but it is a necessary thing to preserve the maintenance cost of the property. So that's the other lesson that we learned. So from now on, a lot of the big trees that we have no choice but to cut them.
Welcome to our 11th property behind us here. Now this property, I want you to take a look at the other houses on the street. They're all pretty nice, and this property is probably the ugliest one on the street. But all the other houses on this street, when we were looking at this house back in 2023, they were already selling for about $170,000. So this being the ugliest house on the street, guess how much we bought it for? We bought it for $113,000, and because we bought it with a tenant inside, we didn't need to do any much rehab or renovation to it. So 1 year later, we got it appraised, and guess what it was appraised for? $175,000, which is no surprise, right? We already told you the house on this street was selling at $170K.
No need to guess.
And today the same tenant is still living inside. Their rent is $1,500 a month. So the numbers are really fantastic. On top of the forced appreciation, we're getting like over 13% gross rental yields. So the lesson here is buy based on your data, based on numbers, based on facts. Don't buy based on looks and vibes. This is our 12th property that we bought. It gave us fantastic returns, but what is the most memorable thing about this house? It is that it is the first property that we experienced a break-in.
We were in US on one cold early morning and we received a call from the police saying that the house was broken into. Thankfully, nothing was stolen. The culprit broke in just to seek warmth.
Yeah, but we had to spend like $600 to repair that broken window. But well, since then, I mean, the house is doing pretty well. We bought it and renovated it for a total of $125,000, and it's been rented out at $1,400 a month. So that's like more than 13% gross rental yield. Plus, we got it appraised last year at $175,000. So we actually did a cash out refinance. We pulled out more money than what we put into the house, and it's still rented out today. So all is good in the end. This duplex behind us marks our 13th and 14th properties. A fun fact about this is it's actually our oldest property. It is built in 1910, so it is more than 100 years old. But we did renovations on it, and the tenants inside have been really good, really nice people. We bought and renovated it a total for about $180,000, but the rents are over $1,900 a month, so that's a good more than 12% rental yield. And the other good thing is the main road down the corner there has actually been zoned for new mixed-use development. So let's hope that this whole place gets a bump up in value.
And this is our 15th property, which we bought at about $132,000. We spent about $15,000 to do the renovation, and it was rented out at about $1,650. This gives us about 13% of gross rental yield. Unfortunately, this property was also broken into. Guess what? It's on the same street as our 12th property, which was also the first property that was broken into. The thief broke in to steal the weirdest thing. There were fridges and all the stuff in the house, but they went under into the basement and cut out all the electrical wires, probably to sell. So yeah, it was a very weird thing that's happening. Anyway, so good numbers, but a bit higher on the crime side.
So if you want to buy in these kind of neighborhoods where the price point is lower and the numbers look more attractive, just make sure that you consider the potential risk involved.
Behind us is our 16 and 17 property. It's a duplex with 3-bed, 1-bath on each side. We bought it about $165,000.
Yeah, we knew that this is a D-class neighborhood, but it is gentrifying. So if you look at the houses around here, they are all freshly painted, newly done up. And one single family home here is already selling for like $180,000. Just to get 2 units for $165,000 was a great discount.
It was a good deal. Even though this place is gentrifying, we were unfortunate also that our third break-in was here one day right before our tenant moved in. So we had to scramble, but all is well now. And the good news is that the land around the area has recently been rezoned to mixed use. So in a way, the land value has gone up.
And this is our 18th property. The funny thing about this house was that when we saw it for sale, we were flying back from the US and we were transiting in Japan and enjoying Japanese food at Harajuku and everything. So we were very tired and we were like, we're not gonna buy it, let's just rest. But when we went back to Singapore after a few days, it was still for sale. And we were like, hey, the numbers are really, really good. Like, we're really tired, but the numbers are really good. So let's just go for it. And there you go. We bought it. It's our 18th property. We bought it for $160K, spent about $15,000 to renovate it. So that's $175K in total we spent. And then a few months later, got it appraised, cashed out, refinanced. It's currently rented for $1,800 a month. So that's more than a 12% gross rental yield.
Behind us is our 19th property. This is a property that we got the highest forced appreciation. We bought it for $125,000 and we spent less than $10,000 to fix it up. And then when we do a cash out refinance, we got it appraised at $234,000. And
it's like 100,000 appreciation.
Correct.
In 6 months.
After the cash out refi, we pull out more than $135,000. That's all our capital. So the property is actually free. And on top of that, it's rented out at $1,750 a month. This is our 20th and 21st property. It's a duplex that we bought at the end of 2024. Interestingly, we bought it remotely while traveling in Taiwan. Yeah.
Yeah, and it yielded us really, really good numbers. So we bought it at $222,000. It was appraised 11 months later at $299,000. So that was like a 35% forced appreciation in just, 11 months. Currently, it's rented out at $2,150 a month. So that works out to an 11.6% gross rental yield. And behind us is our 22nd property. We bought it at $130,000 and it's rented out at $1,300 a month. So that's a nice 12% rental yield. Now the good thing about this property is that we were thinking really, really hard what to say about it, but there's actually nothing to say about it because it's such a smooth deal. Like, there's no problems, tenant has to be paying on time. Yeah, we have nothing to say, which is a really good thing. This is our 23rd property. And the lesson we learned from this is get educated yourself and know how to run your numbers. Don't always listen to other people. So what happened is that this house is in a little bit of a bad condition. Tenant has been living there for over 5 years and the tenant has like 20 over cats in the house. When our real estate agent went in, he didn't feel very comfortable in the space because there was cat smells and stuff, and he said, I think this is a bad deal. Well, you can listen to the numbers. We bought it at $100,000. This is a 3-bedroom house with 1.5 bathrooms. $100,000 and we got it rented at $1,450. So that's almost a 14.5% rental yield. Yeah, so always get educated yourself and know how to run your own numbers.
And this is our 24th property which we bought as a bundled deal together with our 23rd. It's a 4-bedroom which we bought at about $120,000 after very tough negotiation. Other 4-bedrooms in this area are selling about $200,000. So hopefully ours would be also appraised at close to that value. We just turned the property, the tenant moved out. We are hoping to rent it out at close to $1,500. We are right here now on our 25th and 26th property right behind us. It's a duplex and we just closed on it at the end of 2025.
We got this one at a huge discount at 220k when the duplexes along this street are going at 299k. Seeing them all back to back like that is actually kind of emotional. You know, when we showed you that first door, the $51,000 house, we were terrified when we bought it. We had no idea if this remote investing thing would actually work.
And now looking back at our 26 doors, it looks like a massive impossible mountain. But here's a secret that gurus won't tell you. We didn't buy 26 houses. We bought one house and we learned. Then we bought another one.
And we learned a bit more. And just like that, we kept doing it boringly, consistently for 5 years.
The gap between 0 properties and 26 isn't genius. It isn't luck. It's just time, action, consistency, and the willingness to never stop learning.
2025 is over, but 2026 is a blank page. You can spend the next year watching videos about people doing it, or you can buy your own door number 1.
And the tuition fees we paid, the mistakes on renovations, the bad tenants, the stress, we document all of them down in this channel so you don't have to make the same mistakes again.
So what are you guys waiting for? Subscribe if you haven't. We have so much to share with you. And if you're ready to take the next step, we have a bunch of resources for you. Check the link down in the captions below.
Thanks for being part of our journey this year. We appreciate every single one of you. Happy New Year! If you want to find out more about other videos, check this one here and here. Go build something real in 2026. See you in the next month. See ya.